So it's not easy to dominate the music industry as a female.
Yeah,
She's been there.
absolutely.
She's been there, and
Absolutely.
she deserves the respect.
Absolutely.
It's not easy. More than 10 years.
Yeah,
We've seen people come that are talented and they've left.
yeah.
So she's just big. And good choice of the song. As well.
Thank you.
We actually said it feels as if it is a Sunday. Make sure that tomorrow it's going to be a busy day. It shouldn't feel like a Monday, but today is actually a Monday. And we are so very much excited to have Mr. Mcnawa in the studios. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good evening, Southern Province. Good evening, Zambia. Good evening, Mona. Good evening, Pride. Good evening, everybody. Glad to be here.
All right, we are so grateful, and just the response tells us that we are already in the mood.
Exactly. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. How did you celebrate it?
I worked.
He's always working.
That's it.
Does he sleep?
There's no rest for the committed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's the reason why you're actually here, because we want you to tell somebody out there on how they can manage all those things. Pride, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mona, and greetings to the dear listener out there. For those that are watching on Facebook, good evening to you. Happy Easter.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We're going to have a wonderful time. I can already see from how we've actually already introduced this particular topic. But today, Mr. Mcnawa, you are a renowned. We were watching you when we were kids on TV. We've been hearing of you. You are a household name in our country, in Africa, and the world at large, because you've had different platforms that you've actually been exposed to. You've stayed outside the country, and vast experience that you have towards life. You've talked to a lot of people. Today, we're just going to look at snippets, but of course, we're going to look into the details of how somebody out there, the youth, even me and Pride here, could be helped. Maybe just in a snippet, tell us more about yourself, and then we can pick it up from there.
Thank you very much. And perhaps for the sake of integrity and also disclaimer, may I just say I'm really honored to be here. This is a community event tonight, appearance. It is non-political, just so that people can be rest assured that we are here to talk about leadership and entrepreneurship as it relates to young people. So everybody's free to tune in and to listen. I thought I should say that so that everybody is comfortable and at ease. I say that also because I wear many hats. So who is Mcnawa? Mcnawa is a father. Mcnawa is a businessman. Mcnawa is a philanthropist. I give a lot. I enjoy giving. I've been giving for many, many years. Mcnawa is a coach. And above all, Mcnawa is a motivational speaker. I think that's the brand that I'm really very much well known for. At the core of who Mcnawa is this simple, lousy guy, just full of mungulu, you know.
My boy.
You know, Pride. I think I have mungulu to the power 7, you know.
And you know where the problem is? You and I.
Just come closer.
He's our tribal cousin.
If I was going to go that route, you will suffer.
Spare me.
But for now, I'm going to take him as my brother.
That's it.
Yeah, and my father as my mentor as well, because we are eager to learn a lot from you, Mr. Now. You being a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and we want to look at entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship?
Excellent. Entrepreneurship is the art of setting up a business whilst taking financial risk in order for you to achieve a bigger scale or a goal. The art of setting up a business whilst taking financial risk so that you can achieve a bigger goal. So for example, you have a salary of 2,000 kwacha right now. And you say to yourself, I thank God for this salary, but it's not enough. How do I multiply it? A lot of us, when we get a salary, what we do is we consume it. We go to the shopping mall. We go to the shop and buy something out of it. What we have been taught over the years is the art of spending money. We have not been taught the art of creating money, using whatever we have. One of my quotes is that your salary is not small. It's your thinking that is. So as we talk about entrepreneurship, we are looking at people who can accept that their wages will never be enough, that their income will never be enough, but that they will take whatever God gives them and put it in a business, entrepreneurship, maximize an opportunity, entrepreneurship, through service, through commodities, through anything, and then grow. Once you grow that 2,000 to even 2,600, 3,000, 3,200, even if it came back to 2,000, you are an entrepreneur. Even if it came back to -1, you are an entrepreneur with 1,999 kwachas worth of experience.
Thank you very much for that particular explanation. But you actually gave an example of a 2,000. Sometimes we envy our friends.
I wish I had that amount of
I
money.
wish I had that amount. And then
I'd
somebody
have done this kind of business, this and that.
I've also seen on social media whereby somebody posting, I have 100 kwacha. Which business can I start? And then we see that these days youths don't take things serious. Others will basically start mocking him, saying, just go and buy pieces.
That's it.
And forget. Is there a certain amount that is needed for someone to start a business? Or it's about what you have?
Brilliant question. What is the threshold at which somebody can start a business? Talking about mocking, I think Zambians love to mock others. I've been mocked myself. Even when I tell people, let's do this, they mock. They say, you also now are the man who started a farm with half a chicken, There's all these jokes towards motivational speakers. You started a clothing factory with 1 seed of cotton, so they always break it to the lowest common denominator. The truth is there is no small amount. Entrepreneurship is about what we call in marketing, filling the gap. What is the gap? The gap is the difference between demand and supply. So wherever you stay and you see that there is a gap between what people want and somebody who is supplying it, that's an opportunity. That is a window of opportunity for you to sell and market. Sometimes in business, you have to start without capital. You literally have to look within yourself and say, what do I have? One of my businesses that I started, and this is where people laugh, but it's the truth. I literally took my old clothes, put them in a Kalito car, drove to Chisamba, and went and exchanged these clothes for village chickens. Literally, my children's old clothes, my old beddings, old shoes, took them to Chisamba, and I spent an entire day into the deep down Chisamba landless corner there. And I was exchanging 2 shoes for 1 chicken, 3 what, and I came back with about 18, 19, 20 chickens. I didn't spend a dime other than fuel and time. But I didn't spend any money because I had what I had on me. In other words, with entrepreneurship, don't always look for money only. Look within yourself. Even labor is capital, by the way. Your energy from Ushima is capital. You can do piecework. You can wash somebody's car. That is capital as well. You've translated energy from one form to another. Remember in physics, matter can neither be destroyed nor created. So there is no small amount, but be careful with too much money. When you put too much money into a startup business, you will lack discipline. And you will spend on frivolous things and luxury things that you don't need at the beginning, but you may need later.
Okay, right.
Well, another thing that is really of concern to me is that looking at the situation in Zambia right now, we have a situation where we have a lot of graduates, but a few jobs available for them. Now, what is the way forward for them? Such kind of people, like you are done with school, you've graduated, but there's no employment for you.
So first of all, I think it is important to say school is very important.
Mhm.
Let's just get that out of the bag.
Mhm.
No one is against education.
Sure.
You guys and myself, we are all seated here because we went into the 4 wars. You know, iskulu irafunye omungulu ndiza weya chotwamba now uliyede. Is there such a past present participle of weya in Tonga? Weya is thinking. Learning is what?
We
yes. Now can I say now lead?
now lead.
Now lead. Wina bubi. We and chibotu maningi. Okay? So when you are educated, it's a very good thing. But education alone is not the end of the world. It's the beginning of something. So you have a degree, but there are no opportunities. Entrepreneurship must create opportunities. One of the definitions of entrepreneurship is it's the act of creating a business while building and scaling it to generate a profit. So whatever you can build and scale it up, grow, is better than a good job they have promised you that is not coming. Here is what stops a lot of young people. Pride. Not you, but the other pride. Young people are proud, but I'm a degree holder, but I'm an educated person. I can't do that. This Mubitanawa you see right here, Muna, there's nothing I can't do. Nothing. At this very level that I have, nothing I cannot do.
I was actually almost asking, is there a certain business that is perhaps the aspect of pride is there?
Yes.
And it has actually made a lot of people not realize what they are losing because of pride. So is there a specific business that somebody who has a degree can do that somebody with a diploma can't do?
Okay. Let's ask the converse or the opposite of that. Does poverty choose? Does suffering say, no, these ones are for degrees, therefore I won't trouble them. These ones are for certificates, I'll trouble them more. These ones are diploma holders, therefore I'll bother them. Poverty does not choose. So if poverty does not choose, therefore success does not choose. Success is a principle. It is a law. It's like gravity. Gravity affects all of us. So there is no business. You shouldn't be selective, especially at the beginning. In the beginning, you shouldn't be selective. What you want to do is to present yourself as an opportunity towards God's providence through business. Once you are established, you can then be selective. You can choose. But in the beginning, it's about survival. It's about instinct, and it's about experience.
Now, we believe for someone to be an entrepreneur, there should be some characteristics that one needs to have. Can you be an entrepreneur surely if you do not have a vision?
Yes, you can.
How possible is that?
But you won't go far. Just like you can be a student without a vision. You might make it, you might not make it. But those students who do very well in school, they have a vision. A vision is an unexpected end, something you perceive in your head, in your mind. So with entrepreneurship, if you don't have a vision, you will lack certain characteristics, such as initiative, such as discipline, such as teamwork, networking. We can go on and on and on and on. Vision gives you a guidance. Because with entrepreneurship also, you can't, today, Urihangombe, the next day, Manchebere, the other day, you are into blocks, 2 days later, Wanjira Mutujiri. You cannot, you have to be focused at some point. In the beginning, you can yo-yo, but you have to land that plane and land it steadily and be specific. One of the things we teach in entrepreneurship is don't run more than 3 or 4 businesses in the Zambian context. Because each business is demanding. It's like a relationship. It needs attention. Now, if you are running 4, 5, 6 businesses, there will be pilferage. You will be a jack of all trades and master of none.
What are the elements that are needed for one to become a successful entrepreneur?
So, Entrepreneurship and leadership are correlated.
I was almost coming to that.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you look at some of the greatest leaders around the world, they are entrepreneurs. Just check.
Mhm.
Some of the greatest leaders around the world, they are entrepreneurs. Why? Because entrepreneurship, it makes you suffer a little bit. Entrepreneurship gives you initiative.
Should we say that's the relation
That-
between leadership and
That is a
entrepreneurship?
co-relationship. And also entrepreneurship is about self-drive. If you take two brothers who are twins, born on the same day, same mother, one goes and works for someone as an employee. Another one goes and starts the business of their own. Then come back to them 10 years later. You are probably going to find one is richer than the other. One has more people under him. One has more character than the other. And chances are the one who went as an entrepreneur learned something. So what are some of the core characteristics of leadership of an entrepreneurship? Number one, assertiveness. You have to be assertive. What is assertiveness? It's the ability to say what you mean what you say, but with consideration for the other person.
Okay.
What is the level of my customer? As an entrepreneur, you can't just shout at your customer. How was that, dear Chan? You see? So assertiveness is very important. Number two, customer service. Entrepreneurs tend to be caring to customers. Why? Ndio mamene badira. They know how to dance with customers. They know how to nyengerera. No, mami nkala, look at those women who sell groundnuts. Mulina zopika zonse zilipo, yonse boili. Na zivisi zilipo. Mfuna iti. She's already doing the plastic. You haven't even ordered. You know, if you say no nibe kwa na mwina zingati wa customer, they are nyengereraing you because it's from there that she's going to feed her child. If every young person in our country has a mindset of entrepreneurship, has a small back garden, has a small salaula business, has a small ablution block cleaning business, you know, Muna, you can't clean toilets. Why? You don't want your wife or your girlfriend to laugh at you for cleaning toilets. But here is Mubita-Mcnawa. Do you know I'm a truck driver? I drive trucks, 30-ton trucks. I, Mubita Christopher now, I'm a truck driver. I drive. People laugh at me. It's okay. As long as I achieve my goal and I create a business that will sustain me and not make me a burger. When we have that kind of attitude as entrepreneurs, then we can transform our country and our communities.
Okay, now let's talk about initiative. When choosing the kind of business one should undertake, you know, I'll give an example in an environment where we've seen situations where one opens or starts a business, and then someone would also want to copy the same type of business that the other friend is doing. How should people choose, have that initiative?
First of all, there's a saying that motivates me. It says, imitation is a form of flatter. How do we say in Tonga if people are imitating you? Imitating you. Ukopea. Mwasiro zulu bakuteba batu bakulaterera. Kuliseweza kafera batakukutomenera kulindibwa na wona lenge wena. N'abantu bakukopea. Wenede wiyuma and no utegwa, you are a strong person. Utayowe, utanye mipepe. What you need to do yebo wenga bogumbere and set new standards. When you are an original, no matter who copies you, you should never be threatened. What you want to do is every day you recreate yourself. Because even if you are the first to start something and people are imitating you, and you slow down, guess what? Those people who are imitating you will overtake you. So here are some of the things that you can do as an entrepreneur to make sure that even if you are imitated, you stay in the right path. Number one, find the right business for you. What business can I do that makes me shine? Because what Muna may run, I may not be able to run. Muna may want to run a bar. Muna ulawe andabugo maningi. And Muna loves to dance. So Muna may start a bar. Maybe me, I'm a church person. I like Bibles and scriptures. So maybe I should start a bookstore or a Rhapsody store or something like that. Number two, determine if you should get some kind of mentorship in your business. Don't just jump into a business because wauka usiku na chintu chakugwira ati weya utalike business wainka watalikapo. You don't even have research, you don't have data. Wandaula nini mizezo and wisdom. What is wisdom? Mano. Wandaula mano kubantu. You ask in Bemba, they say wakanwa taluva. Mwasi rozulu wakuti eba auzibi kuna nze ubata uvuze. Bible yamba at you knock and the door will do what? Will be opened. Number 3, plan your business. Okay, this is the business I want to do. I have found a mentor. How do I execute it? I plan it. Number 4, find your target audience. Everybody has a market. Everything has a market. Look at scrap metal, Pride. We deal in scrap metal. Who knew that scrap metal had a market? It's a big business. And from there now, number 5, network. Learn to work with others. No one eats alone. No one succeeds alone. The problem with a lot of Africans, Muna, they want the whole share.
Yes.
Do you know there are people I call, hey, listen, I have a deal. This person wants a load transported. That person I'm calling, Muna, will demand more money than me I'm getting from the client. Now, how are we going to work together? And the last 2 points is sell your idea. Sell your idea to people. There's always somebody who needs you. And the final point is market. What is marketing? Chartered Institute of Marketing says marketing is a management process that is responsible for the anticipation and meeting of customer needs at a profit. Market, advertise, communicate.
We are discussing entrepreneurship and leadership amongst the youths and everybody out there, because entrepreneurship does not choose the age. So you can call us on 0213250610. You can also call us on 0213250775. Just for tonight as well, you can call us on 0977 930322. In case you want to ask a question, bear in mind that we are talking to Mr. Mcnawa this evening as a motivational speaker, not as a politician. So when you call, please can kindly consider that. But otherwise, those are the numbers that you can use in case you want to start a business but you don't know the antics. He is here to help us with a critical way of beginning your businesses. So let us cross over to why do some youths lose it after they have probably made it, or should we say, how do the youths lose it in terms of that particular one? But before we get, you can hold your thought. We have a call on the line. Good evening and welcome to the show. Fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, Mr. Now, good evening to you.
Good evening. I can barely hear him.
Monday.
Okay. I just heard Monze. What did he say?
Okay, he's saying welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be in Monze. Thank you so much.
Yes. I followed your program very keenly, listening to the radio. I think this is the part that we are missing in our town. Monday is a place that has got a lot of opportunities among the youth and everyone else around. But we are missing that part of a service where we can get someone to actually work the underlying potential. A lot of youth that can do a lot in this town, but these are developing towns. So you find that what is common here is opening a shop to begin to trade, but there is a lot that the youth can do than just waiting for the government job or whatever it is. So I'm very happy about your program. If I could only know when it comes, I'll always be listening to it. It motivates me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling through, for coming through. You can call us on 0213250610 or 0213250775 or 0977930322. Mr. Now, there was a question which says, why do some youths tend to lose it even when they have probably perhaps made it?
You know, failure is easier than success. It's easier to fail. It's
That's so deep.
It's easy to drop the ball. You know, if I was to take this bottle of water and put it on my head, the putting it on my head is easy. But to keep it on the head takes a bit of skill, takes a bit of art, takes a bit of discipline. There's a story told of a mother who gave a piece of chocolate to the daughter and said, I want you to keep this chocolate. I will talk to you in the morning tomorrow. Imagine giving a 10-year-old a piece of chocolate to say, go and sleep, but keep it with you. I'll check with you tomorrow. The following day, the mother checks on the daughter. Half of the chocolate was gone. You know, the mother says, where did the chocolate go? The girl starts saying, you know, and of course, we know what happened to the chocolate. And then the mother said to the daughter, says, look, it's not that I can't afford to buy you chocolate, but I need you to show me that you can keep chocolate until the right time to eat chocolate. So most young people eat their chocolates before time. I'll give you an example. Most of us like to look rich. We like to prove to people that we are successful. So in the process, we blow it. In the process, we make shortcuts. In the process, we come across wrong crowds that start putting pressure on us. I'll give you a practical example. You and I think all of us in this room, we are still young. Look at me. Look who's talking.
Okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
Welcome to the show. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Mr. Henry, please give us your contribution. Okay, Mr. Nawa, there's a greeting.
Thank you, Henry. How are you?
Thank you very much. And next topic is growth. And unfortunately, we're looking ahead and thinking about the Zambia tomorrow, which we expect.
Unfortunately, we've actually lost.
Sorry, Henry. Sorry.
That caller, but you can call us back. I think it's going to be 4 calls now. Hello, welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Mali.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Yes, please.
What business can I start?
Okay. So the question is, if I have 100 kwacha, what business can I start?
He's actually saying he has a 300 kwacha.
300? That's a lot of money. I thought it was 100 because even with 100 you can start. So I'll give you an example. There are ice blocks that are manufactured. You know those, what are they called? Freezits.
Yeah.
So to order one bag of freezits is about 68 kwacha. To order a bag of water, ya jamanzi ya 1 kwacha, mwezi waja, ni 17 kwacha. Yalimo 35. But you order 17. So mu 100 kwacha, ya 17 kwacha, munga udeolo yali 4. Mukaenda kuyagulisa, muzapanga about 130, 140, 150. Mwachusamu na ya lunch. Muli 100 kwacha, kugulisa manzi, kugulisa ma freezits, muli profit. Ma sweet, have you seen those people who sell those ma bubblegum yaja atari kama yaitana bwanji? Ma bubblegum yaja, okay? Ija bubblegum ija kuigula ija is about 32 kwacha. Manja apaka ni kunkala kukea mitengo zima chinjako, but it's about 32 kwacha. Yalimo 50. Ukayagulisa ni 50 kwacha, 18 kwacha profit. If you take 18 over 32 times 100, upay that profit margin mulija business is close to 28-33%. So ukabwa watamanga nayo chema bubblegum. Muntu wanga ni kuziva chabe kukamba. Remember, one of the things we talked about is learn how to market. I don't know here in Monze how people kupundirira mabasi but ukaenda ku Lusaka kuli bantu amene bapundirira basi
orosufuna
ukwera oloweza oyenda uku uchinja chipata chipata chizanga chata 6 miles 10 miles 10 nayo chipata chizanga 6 miles 10 miles 10 nayo chipundirira muntu wanga oloneza enda kukawata nienda ku Cheston because of the way he's marketing his business. Muntu wanga ugula shirt ya mai bako amene siba okay tiendisa kambe uko. My point is these guys are motivated. This man with 300 kwacha, I've just given you a formula. You can buy a bag of chisaka cha chikuru chibomola cha mutu ukuru cha chisaka with 300. Noendo pimisa moto wa 5 kwacha 300 is akuchosera 450 470. Within 3 days uzapanga profit 150. Meaning mu 1 month saka yako ijaenze 300 kwacha. In 1 month your money can go even up to 1214. That is a huge business.
Let's pick up another call. Sky FM is what you're listening to. Welcome. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm back. This is Henry, sir.
Your name again?
Henry, I'm back. Thank you.
Mr. Henry, please go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you very much. I was saying that if it were not admired, that we would admire to say under the Ministry of Commerce would have been learned a lot pertaining to the business, because it's a common job that everyone can access without having even a degree, certificate, educated. As long as you have that focus, yeah, we would have learned that. And also with churches, NGOs, having workshops. I mean, to those who are already even having shops, businesses, some of them, they don't have any idea. They're just entered into business. Those are the people you find that is for the business. After ordering some other commodities, and he goes and asks a price, which he can sell with that product which he has just bought. He has just made an order. So you find that they don't have the focus. But meanwhile, if the churches, NGOs would have come together and having a sensitization and teach the community how to start a business, it would have been, Zambia become a center of business. So we need more of these topics, even on Sky FM, so that even as we are already in business, we can be at least learn 1 or 2 things. Marketing, network, and some other stuff. We can learn a lot. Because I was thinking that getting into business, I should start with a capital. Meanwhile, I should first invest into having an idea on a business which I want to do. And then I work towards the capital. Meanwhile, already I have a target to reach that capital. And I start with an idea of all those things we need to learn, and it can encourage our fellow youth to be into business if we are not in white collar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. We appreciate your contribution, which is very, very encouraging. God bless you. Mr. Now.
Absolutely.
You're not supposed to go back to Lusaka.
I think I like Monze. Kulibeko to my plot to gula. In all of Maratani God. Or tent.
Don't go back.
I think I will stay.
You've actually set the standard here. I think, Mr. Henry, we've actually gotten your point, and
thank you.
It's a valid one. Your comments, your reaction.
No, he has a good point. We must have these conversations. Tikapaye kajaka pride tugajaye ulihwa kwekutwa kwivika poepo tatwava. Let us kill pride insarata isala. Aushiretala uweze zolukana kweza njikukulima njikutawala njikuchala mbonyi uchale mbonyi. Do what you must. Utegwa ulie. Even the Bible says, let him who does not work not eat. We have to be productive. And here is the thing. If young people are not productive, then we are shortchanging our future. Whatever you do as a young person, you will do as an adult. Whatever you don't do as a young person, chances are you may not do again as an adult.
Awesome.
We were looking at how people tend to lose it, and you had given us two good practical examples. It's easy to, it's not very easy to get to the top, but it's easy to throw the ball down for you to fall. Maybe just continue on that one so that we pick it up from
Thank
there.
you, Muna. One of the things, the favors you can do for yourself is to surround yourself with good people. Is to choose the right company. I think for me, one of my fortunate things is from a young age, I learned how to look up to intelligent people. I learned how to look up to people more successful than me. I never ever enjoyed being in a place where I was the best. I always wanted to be the least, so that when you are amongst the great, they pull you up. When you are amongst the not so great, they pull you down. So it's very important to know your own level. You know, just like you know your weight, I know my weight. Check your weight. Wapima ungana manzi. Where am I? Be real to yourself. Number 4, in terms of temptations, learn to say no. I started working as a banker, I was 18 years. September 18th, 1993. I started working as a banker. I was 18 years. A year later, my co-worker who I started to work with was found in a compromising situation because people came to him and gave him ideas on how to be rich quickly in the bank. They also approached me, but I said no. Why? I know my worth. When you know yourself as a young person, you won't be involved in get rich quickly schemes. You won't be involved. Buloy, what's talking? Bulosi. You won't even say no. First, ndiga sambe. Utegwa ndigalie musamu. Mwafaka mayezi, mwagulisa mayezi ku Dubai. You won't do that because you know that the word of God says promotion comes neither from the east nor from the west, but from the Lord. That is very important for young people. And Muna and Pride, when we learn to say no to temptations, we say yes to elevation. God lifts us up. God says, oyu mwana wangu oyu, na unamo chimozi. Let me raise my child. And when you do that, even when you make money, you won't put money first. You won't be proud because money comes and goes.
Okay, now let's get look at business and the family. Can you succeed if you get to involve your family in your business? You know, we've seen most businesses go down. Yeah, we've seen a lot of businesses go down, you know, most because you've involved your brothers, you've involved your sisters, and then sometimes they tend not to care about the way they spend the monies in that business.
A business doesn't necessarily collapse because you involved your siblings. A business tends to collapse because you didn't involve yourself.
Okay.
Number 1. Number 2, many times when we involve our siblings, we automatically think they will care for our business the same way we care for it. So, now that my young brother is there, I can go and do something else. But when you were hiring your young brother, you did not hire them on merit. You hired them on blood. Yes, blood is thicker than water, but blood and entrepreneurship should not mix. You can hire your brother, you can hire your spouse, you can hire your sister, anybody, but they must know that they will be held accountable like everybody else. They cannot come late without an explanation. They can be fired, they can be retired, they can be disciplined. If you run your business like that, your business will never go down. My younger brother is a mechanic, and he services some of our fleet of vehicles. Some of our vehicles are so specialized, he can't handle them. We have to get special people to do it. But the ordinary vehicles, he handles them. And my brother, we fight a lot because he gets shocked how I treat him. I still treat him as my brother at a certain level. But the fact that I'm paying you money, have some respect for me, I'm your boss. No, I thought you didn't think. Why didn't you ask me? I'm your customer. Why didn't you ask me when I needed this car? I told you I need it by tomorrow. No, I'll do it now. I'll do it tomorrow. I said, do it now. No, I'm home resting. Resting from what? Do you want money? Yes, start working on the car now. Sometimes in the beginning, he used to get shocked because he was like, yes, I'm your boss. When you have that kind of attitude towards business, you will succeed. I was telling my son yesterday, my 21-year-old son, he was supposed to do something to go and look for fuel. As you may know, there's a bit of shortage of fuel. And he was home the whole day. So I come and I find him chilling. I said, son, aren't you supposed to be looking for fuel? I gave you money in the morning. Yeah, I said, no. You get yourself out of that comfort zone, go look for fuel. But I said, there are no buts in success. As long as you put buts, you'll never achieve anything. If you don't get fuel now, you won't go where you're supposed to go tomorrow. He got out of that house 17:30. I did not care. He's my son. He has to learn discipline. That way, when I'm dead and gone, all these businesses that I've created for them, they won't collapse because I would have taught my own children how to run businesses successfully.
Entrepreneurship has been arguably said that it has not reached the climax of it being taught to the young ones. We actually say that education is very much important. Yes, we have business courses in which there are options in Zambia. We have commerce, which is an option. We have accounts, which is an option. Now, my next question is, should the education system add entrepreneurship in schools as a topic on its own, so that to inculcate us with the knowledge that we need to have as to be entrepreneurs? Imagine if 75% of our youths indulge themselves into entrepreneurship. We wouldn't be crying against the state for lack of jobs,
Absolutely.
So do you think it could be a good idea for it to be added as the way mathematics is, and it's not an option?
Compulsory.
It's compulsory. Should it be added?
I think entrepreneurship should be added in under 5 clinic. Entrepreneurship should be added in prenatal. Entrepreneurship should be added in marital counseling, VCT. As you are getting your VCT, you're also getting a mandatory entrepreneurship class. It should be added even in the nightclubs. Ukaribe kumwapo tubiri tutatu, wachako ka revision, ka entrepreneurship before the barman attends to you. Entrepreneurship should be added in demonology, in churches, before the demons are cast out of you. Wachapo ka entrepreneurship. All I'm saying to you, and I'm exaggerating just a little bit, is that we need this conversation. You see, for me, I'm really lucky and blessed that my father, I found him as an entrepreneur. You see, and I'm not saying what I'm about to say, I'm not saying this out of pride. I just want you to understand. When I was born in 1975, from the clinic to my home, my mother was in a car that belonged to her and my father. When I was born. 1975. My parents were driving.
Followed how he got it.
No. My father was driving in 1975. From the time I was born to today, there's always been a car in my yard.
Okay.
You get my point?
Sure.
So for me, owning a car is not a symbol of success. It's a utility. It is part of life. In the same way, my father was a businessman. He used to work, but he used to sell beans, salaula, fix cars, sell them. So in our house, there was always money being exchanged. That spirit, to this day, my children, all my kids, they have learned entrepreneurship. All of them, including my 5-year-old, we talk about business. We talk about money. I literally sit with my kids and say, guys, I'm planning on doing this business. What do you think? My 5-year-old will say, no, but daddy, you need to talk to your customers. Think about what they want. Me, I don't think you should put this because this is not good for customers. True story. In job anywhere, my 5-year-old. Why? It's a culture. So, just like those other people who grew up in a home where beer was always there. You get my point? Your parents were sending you to buy beer. That culture, we should reverse it. When we have entrepreneurs in our homes, Whether the college graduates you or not, you will be employed. Whether the government has enough opportunities or not, you will be employed. But what do you do if you didn't have this culture? You should have a desire. Were you born shaving your head? No. Zikakula chezeka zikuuza kagere. Were you born eating? No. Ukamvera njala, weka che ukambati, lekani nisakile chakudi. In the same way, we should be hungry for success. We should have desire. We should have goals. Just because you didn't grow up with something doesn't mean you don't deserve that thing.
Okay, now let's talk about leadership a bit. There's this notion, we've always said youths are the future leaders. Youths, future leaders, or leadership starts now?
Or it has to do with experience. We've had whereby a situation whereby, we would rather follow experience. You are still young.
So what is leadership? Perhaps we start from there. You see me, I'm coming from debate. I was a debater in school. So in debate, you had to... That's it. You had to define. What were you doing? Were you the introducer or the backbone?
No, I was actually on the middle.
In the middle.
Rather the icebreaker or neither. The icebreaker or the summarizer, but just in the middle.
I was almost always the summarizer, and people feared me.
Story for another day.
That's it. So, what is leadership? A man called Buchanan said, leadership is the change of one's behavior in order to achieve a certain goal. That's leadership. John Maxwell, one of my mentors, says leadership is influence. Mcnawa says we are all leaders. Even the maid cleaning your house is a leader in charge of hospitality. Even a security guard is a leader in charge of peacekeeping missions. Even a DJ is a leader in charge of vocal accolades. Even a motivational speaker is a leader. We are all leaders. When we believe we are leaders, it changes our own personal expectations. Even the way you dress changes. You guys, have you ever been on a date with a beautiful woman?
We have.
We have.
Oh, you are going on a date after this.
We are planning to have a big one with price.
Give us way.
So we're about to start a business so that we buy that suit.
That's it.
You need the suit.
What am I saying?
Oh, you need the suits.
What you are doing creates an expectation in your life. You can't go to a date looking shabby. You can't go to a date without money. You can't go to a date and be 2 days late. When young people realize that they are leaders now, not in the future, they will change how they perform. People will even say, but you're boring. Which tamunga ndiwe mukuru? Yes, ndine mukuru. Tuira believe if what imiti ikula empanga. No, I'm empanga right now. In Chewa they say, njoka ingono na njoka ikuru. Zonse ni njoka. Zonse ni njoka. Me, I've never believed that I was a leader then, I'll be a leader. I've always believed I am a leader. I am a leader.
I think we have a lot of practical examples. Jesus himself at a tender age.
At 12, he was confounding. Absolutely, at 12. He didn't say, no, siningazikamba na vakuru, first nikafe.
He grew up in stature and wisdom.
And in favor with God and with man.
We have Josiah at the age of 8.
That's it.
Be the king.
David.
At a tender age.
At a tender age, shepherd boy. And leadership. That's why, if you're not careful, you will waste your youth. And then one day wake up and realize you missed an opportunity to grow.
Midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis. My dear Dr. Wambo Bonela Kaluve, Wambo Cha Manje Marives, because you didn't do certain things at a young age. We need young people to activate the giant in them. Look, we're seated at this table right now. Do you know that one day you could be minister in the government? Do you know that one day you could be president? One day. But we're seated here. Each one of us is a leader, and we must preserve that leader at all times.
We are talking to Mr. Mubita now. The numbers that you can use in case you want to, we're about to close. So 0213-250610, 0213-250775. We're still inviting your phone calls for you to give us the contributions, your queries. If there's a point which you never got clearly, it's you now to call, and Mr. Mcnawa is actually here to clarify everything that you're talking about. We're talking about leadership and entrepreneurship. Now, the statistics are like this, Mr. Mcnawa. You may wish to know that me and Pride are qualified teachers.
Really?
Is it TCZ registered from the University of Zambia and from Evelyn Horn College? So now, the news is only 1,200 are going to be employed, according to the announcement. There is a health worker there who was trained from different Evelyn Horn, there's Chainama, University of Zambia. All mention them. Only about 315 or 314 that are going to be employed by government, which actually shows that things may not be okay, but we're not going to delve that into much. It means that there are thousands of people that are not going to be employed even this year. And we may not throw the blame on who on that. And now, what is the way out, even after having graduated, but there are no jobs? Us, we are here because of the passion, but we have our careers with Pride. But it's because of our passion. It's the reason why we're here. And we mention this almost on a daily basis. It's like, yo, let's keep pushing. You never know where this will take us to. And we are now becoming a little bit of household names here in Monzi, doing presentations on a daily basis. But there is somebody out there who's seated. What is the way out? Even when you've graduated with bright colors of your certificate, but there are no jobs.
So this problem is very complex, and unfortunately it's more here in Africa in general, perhaps more in Zambia as well in particular. If you look at the level of literacy, when you compare Japan, America, Europe, Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, you'll find that the way we go into education in Africa is different from the way an American goes into education. So I lived in America for nearly 9 years, and I used to speak at American schools as a motivational speaker. You would find that a grade 3, grade 4 in America already knows what they want to do when they go to college. But you'll find that a graduate in Zambia does not know what they want to do when they grow up, but they have graduated. I think it's very important, before we blame only institutions, that we should also take part of the blame, that some of us didn't know what to study.
Exactly.
That some of us just studied, for the sake of studying. Without the passion. And that a few of us didn't even choose for ourselves. Our parents or our guardians or our sponsors chose for us. That's very important, that we become accountable and part of the blame. Number 2, having said that, who said a teaching certificate or a teaching degree means or meant that you have to be a teacher? Number 2, who said just because I have a degree in teaching, therefore I must also start writing on the board? What if your degree in teaching is God's way to understand chalk so that you can design dustless chalk that people, when they inhale it, it heals COVID, for example, because you loved science and teaching and now you're an inventor? Would you like to know, Muna and Pride, that me, I'm not a teacher. I'm not. My mother was a teacher. I love teachers, by the way, and congratulations for being teachers. But do you know I own one of the best schools in Lusaka? But I'm not a teacher. My passion is education. My passion is children. I'm not a teacher, but I own one of the best schools in Lusaka. And the question is, why don't you own a school? Kono we now teacher. We now teachele. The difference is wena ulayowaebo. You are scared of failure. Me, I'm not scared of failure. You don't have to be a drunkard to own a bar. You can be even non-alcoholic and you run a bar. Yes.
Actually, a lot who are like that.
There are a lot who don't even drink, but they own bars. You don't have to be you don't have to go to heaven to run a church. Sorry for the bad example. You can be a bad person and still be a pastor. You get my point. I'm not saying I'm encouraging that. What I'm saying is entrepreneurship is about seizing the opportunity. What opportunities do you have? Can you put passion in there and go for it? So to you, you've been in DJing. I don't know what your official title is here. Can you start a school that teaches this? And don't attach yourself to what you studied. Don't, because if you do, you'll be frustrated. You haven't asked me what I studied. You haven't asked me where I went to school. How do you know? Maybe even me, I'm frustrated. But because I have to survive, do you think when I drive trucks, I'm always there saying, oh, this is good. This is what I went to school for? No. When I have a flat tire, the other day I was stuck in Botswana in sand with a 30-ton truck loaded with maize brand, and I was alone. By the way, I don't go with a... No, I don't. I always go alone. I was stuck. Do you think when I was underneath that truck, I was shouting, hallelujah, praise the Lord? No. I was screaming, somebody get me out of here. 6-7 hours later, I came out of the sand and I was so happy about the money that I made. I was happy about delivering good service to customers. I was happy about being able to achieve a goal. I was happy about setting up a business, and that is satisfaction.
Mr. Now, thank you very much for coming through. Whatever goes up must surely come down.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, but we're going to give you time to wrap up everything. Having looked at leadership and entrepreneurship, your last words that you feel free to put it in any way that you can.
I want to say that there's a difference between an entrepreneur and entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
An entrepreneur is a founder of a business or an enterprise, whereas entrepreneurship ranges from running a single project to multiple projects. Whatever project God has given you, run it with excellence. Some of the businesses I was running 20 years ago, I am not running them today. One of the businesses I was running 20 years ago is I used to buy Salaula suits from Soweto, take them to the laundry, and sell them to bankers. That taught me a lot. I ran a grocery shop. I don't know what I have not run. But each business gave me experience to go to the next level. And guess what? Even the businesses I'm running today, I may not run them 10 years from today. I may be doing something else. But the principle of entrepreneurship, project management, the principle of being an entrepreneur, establishing a business, discipline, focus, initiative, leadership, that principle will bring character, it will bring joy, and you will learn the art of getting whatever God has given you and multiplying it. Don't look to people for solutions. Look to God, from whence your help cometh. Look within, from whence your desires emanate. And above all, look to the future that is brighter than your present, your past. If others can do it, so can you. Don't despise what is in your hands. Use it. Cast it upon the waters, for it shall come back to you and be abundantly above all than you can ever ask or imagine. And remember, if God be for you, who can be against you?
All right. So they say you don't trouble the trouble before the trouble troubles your pride. You don't have to land yourself into problems or poverty after having learned or having such a wonderful lecture. These are lectures where people pay
Exactly.
a
lot of money.
a lot of money. But we've actually gotten a lot, and we'd like to thank you very much for coming. We just how we wish you could have stayed longer, because people there are eager to learn, and we have a lot of young people out there that would basically want to get more.
In the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I will be back.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for
just
having
on
me.
a lighter note, the song Walilo Welila. What's the motive behind that song?
Ooh, that song. Yeah, that song. Just know that song.
Pride, your last words.
Well, I think for me, it's been a wonderful time being with Mr. Nawa, and thank you so much for coming here. I think our dear listeners have learned something. I've also learned something, and wish you well. And to our dear listener, have a lovely night, and hope you put use whatever the little that you've learned from Mr. Nawa this evening.
Maybe did you have on social media where people can join you for such lectures or for such talks?
Yes, please. So they can follow me on YouTube, Mubita Sinawa, Facebook, Mubita Sinawa, Spotify, Mubita Sinawa, Instagram, TV, Mubita Sinawa. I would love to talk and continue this conversation. Thank you so much, Monze. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And I look forward to interacting with you online.
Critics are critically critical. They criticize criticism, saying criticism is critically critical. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is Mona. On behalf of Pride, have a lovely, wonderful, and awesome night. As we also be moving out of the studios as we give you the next program, which has to do with nutrition. Stay blessed, and God bless you.
For my last
Okay, which another time again?
I want to take you back to the basics.
All right, bye-bye, Facebook family.
Bye.
There is Muna and Pride.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. This is your friend and brother Mubita Nawa. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure. God bless you. Thank you very much.